It is SNL, and you know what that means. Call the cops! It's the Sunday Night League, and this is round number 5 of the Endurance Championship. The first season of this championship is coming to a close today, and we are at Daytona, at the road course for this 36-lap race with our Group 1 machinery and our Group 3 machinery. Let's go through the grid after the 10-minute qualifying session and see what it looks like. A rolling start as always, and in pole position it's Bunnies. He's currently leading the championship, having won 4 rounds on the trot. He basically just has to finish this race to win the championship in the Porsche. Complete and utter dominance from the Porsche driver. In second place, it is not the Audi, it is the McLaren of Alpha Capri. Alpha Capri in a battle for third place right now in the championship. He is 6th at the moment with 16 points in the standings. But a good qualifying saw him second after the 10 minutes. Third place is Ajax in the Audi. He has to win this race and hope that Bunnies just doesn't get to the 75% mark, because we have 8 cars in the category, so 1 point is all Bunnies needs to win the championship. He just has to finish 8th today. So Ajax has to just hope something goes wrong for his brother. So he's in third in the championship with 46 points, 14 points behind. Jam is back on the grid. 4th place on the grid for the BMW driver. He's currently in 9th place in the championship with 4 points. Not the best of championships for Jam, but that is that. 5th place on the grid, Branners, his first championship in SNL. He's currently in 4th place in the Ford, and he's just 4 points behind Gasman in the Mazda, so he has a potential chance of 3rd overall in the standings. We've seen him on the podium before as well. 6th on the grid is Rob on drums. He has a potential chance at 3rd place too. He has 19 points behind Branners by 1 point. He had a podium last time out in Dragon Trail, the Cadillac driver, looking for a great result on home soil as he starts in 6th. In 7th place is the Mazda of Gasman. Gasman, though, on the controller for the first time in a very, very long time. Last minute decision to race with that. He is on the controller. He's currently 3rd, 24 points for the Mazda driver as well. So he's going to have to try hard to keep that 3rd place. On pole position then for the Group 1s, Group 3s, is Bondemus. So that championship has been completely dominated by the other Porsche of Ben, but it's the Porsche of Bondemus that has took pole position here at Daytona. He's joined at the front by the other Porsche of Ben. Ben won the championship last time out, 4 wins on the trot for Ben. He's looking to make it 5 out of 5 in the season for the final race. 3rd in on the grid is Pat. He's currently 3rd in the championship with 30 points, 8 points behind Bailey, so he's got potential opportunity to get into 2nd place overall. That would be a fantastic result for him. Bondemus has 22 points as well, so he's not out of the standings at all. 4th place on the grid is Bailey, currently 2nd in the championship with 38 points in the BMW. And 5th on the grid in the Group 3s is Lynchmus, also on a BMW, not a BMW circuit, it would appear, for the Group 3s. He's currently in 6th place in the championship with 13 points. And at the back of the grid, having missed qualifying, it is the Group 1 of Mr. Smith, currently 8th in his championship with 7 points in the Toyota. So we've got 13 cars ready to race here at Daytona. 24-hour cycle as well for this brilliant circuit in North America. We've got Bunnies on pole for the Group 1s. We've got Bondemus in Group 3 pole position. We're about to do 36 laps around this epic circuit. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so, as Bunnies will lead us away from Alpha Capri and Ajax as they go up to full speed now towards turn 1, and Alpha Capri has got a nice slipstream on Bunnies, but get into turn 1 and everyone looks like they're going to a very long angle there. Go through quite cleanly. Yes, they do. Let's have a look. Mr. Smith is already up into 8th place on the road. He's got past all the Group 1s before they got through turn 1. So we see up front Jam and Ajax actually having a bit of a fight, a squabble between the two. Jam tries to get up into the 3rd place side by side with Ajax. BMW versus Audi, and the Audi wins out as they go to the West Horseshoe. For the first time, the cars going through. These Group 1 cars are obviously a lot quicker than the Group 3s. You'll see them hitting maybe 195 miles an hour as they go onto the banking for the first time. Bunnies has pulled away actually a little bit of a gap between him and Alpha Capri as we go to Ben in the Porsche, just ahead of Bondimus. So Ben on the soft, Bondimus on the mediums. Mediums for Pat. Pat and Bailey are side by side. Let's go on board with the BMW. You can see Pat in the Audi just leading us through as they go towards the bus stop for the first time. These Group 3s fighting side by side. Pat on the inside of Bailey as we go through, and Pat holds the position through the bus stop for the first time. They go. Alpha Capri in the chat saying A up chat, Jam A up chat. Hope everyone is well and having a great day. Smash that like button as it's free, so don't be greedy. Well, being greedy at the front, it's Bunnies. Alpha Capri currently 2nd with the McLaren. Audi 3rd with Ajax. Jam running a little bit deep at turn 1 in the BMW. That means that Branners can have a little look in the Ford. The BMW just ahead of us. BMW actually struggling for grip as he's on mediums. Branners is on hards, so Branners on those hards. Rob on hards as well. Soft tyres for Mr. Smith. He's ahead of Gasman, who's on the hards. Ben keeping himself ahead of Bondimus. We'll go through the tyre situation as Pat and Bailey are having a very nice scrap here between the two German marks. We've seen some great racing here in SNL in this championship. It's been brand new for this season, and Bunnies on the medium tyres at the start of this race. Alpha Capri on the hards. Ajax just in his slipstream, also on the hard tyres. Jam on mediums. As Jam runs deep. Jam having a lot of problems. In fact, through the bus stop, and Branners gets past. Let's go and see on board with Branners then. So you see the BMW struggling to stop into the bus stop. As we saw the Audi as well getting past. Jam just hitting the grass, it slows him down. As up ahead, we saw the Audi getting past too. Let's see what that looked like. Gets tucked up into the slipstream, ready for the bus stop. Ajax then moves up the inside and gets the position. A little bit of a touch as Alpha Capri turns, but there was Ajax just where he wanted to be. So he gets past. Jam then in 5th. Rob on drums in 6th, also on hard. So a lot of these Group 1 cars going for harder compounds. Only Mr. Smith going for the softs as it stands, as Gasman is on the hard. Soft tyres for Ben in the Porsche, ahead of Bondimus on medium. So those two Porsches running 1st and 2nd in Group 3. Pat now a little bit clear of Bailey. On the mediums is Pat. Bailey is on the hards. He's running hards here, and Lynchimus is on the softs. At the front though, through the International Horseshoe goes Bunnies as the sun starts to set here, and we can see Ajax and Alpha Capri having a proper scrap for 2nd place. As you can see the lights turning on the carousel, the Ferris wheel lighting up into the sky as Ajax is got Alpha Capri making a move at the West Horseshoe, but not happening. Ajax managing to get past again as Alpha Capri trying to get past this Audi as the darkness descends upon Daytona. Like, share and subscribe to this endurance racing here in SNL, 24 hours in an hour as we go flying on the banking. Ajax and Alpha Capri have the opportunity. Alpha Capri, can he do what Ajax did to him a lap ago? Yes, he can. He gets the move done before the bus stop and gets through it cleanly. Nicely done by the pair of them. So we see Jam and Rob on drums chasing on. Little bit of a gap to Mr. Smith. And then Gasman just behind there. Ben still leading from Bondemus, but has got the Rothmans Porsche very close to him. It's less than a second, that gap. So they have a 4-second gap to Pat. Bailey less than a second behind Pat. And a couple of seconds to Lynchimus. So we can see the International Horseshoe. You can see all the Group 1s. Bunnies has a massive lead. About 5 seconds in 4 laps. So he pulls away from Alpha Capri and Ajax. Both on the hard tyres, these drivers. So is Branners. Jam on the mediums. We saw him having issues through the bus stop on the previous couple of laps. Rob on drums in the Cadillac. Currently 4th in the championship. See cars ahead. So they get on to the in and out section. Back onto the oval banking they go. Half a second up with Rob on drums on his best lap. Currently Bunnies is the fastest with 35.5 in the Porsche. Cadillac is pushing on. Mr. Smith is still ahead of Gasman. Gasman, you can see the wobble of the controller. Quite getting it to perfection. Ben also uses a controller, but is used to driving with it on board with Bondemus in the Porsche, chasing down his Porsche stablemate. Down to the banking. Over half a tank of fuel in the Porsche, so maybe about 8 laps, maybe 9 for a stint in this Group 1 Porsche. Of course, they will be doing less laps than our Group 1 machinery. Go and look. Yep, very similar fuel loads for Bunnies at the front. Leads the field by about 6 seconds. Alpha Capri running a little bit wide into the International Horseshoe. Ajax has been caught up by Jam, but Jam and Rob on drums coming together on the exit of the Horseshoe. Rob on drums lifting off, I think. Oh, and then a hit as they go into the dog leg. And the in and out section. So Rob on drums and Jam having a little bit of a tussle between the pair of them. Jam wasn't with us last time out due to illness and everything else going on. So we see him going off once more. Not having a good time through the chicane, losing time as he goes off each time onto the grass as well. It looks like it should be quicker. About a second is lost by doing that. Or at least half a second going off the grass into there. You can see the Group 3 leaders going into the in-out section. Rob on drums, the first driver to come into the pits. Then the Cadillac crew are ready for him. Hard tyres will be disappearing from Rob then. As we saw, Ben was leading the way still in Group 3. Have we lost? No, we haven't lost Bailey. Bailey is still there. It's falling back though to Pat. I thought we'd lost someone then. So Lynchimus, he hasn't got the race leader yet behind him, but it will only be a matter of time as he enters the bankings. So does Bunnies. Rob on drums coming out on soft tyres. The Cadillac driver on softs now after starting the race on hards. All drivers must use all 3 compounds, soft, medium and hards in this race. It will not rain here either, as Ben has all the attention of Lynchimus as the tyres on his Porsche start to wear out. He's struggling to stop it into turn 1. That means he's vulnerable to an attack from the other Porsche that's on board with Bondemus as he goes into the International Horseshoe. Turn number 3. Ben runs very, very wide on the exit. He is having to hold on to that lead as much as he can. The tyres at the front of that car, in fact all the way around it, are pretty evenly worn. So he's struggling to get it stopped, though you can see that Bondemus is keeping that Porsche right on the back of his compatriot. As they go into the in-out section, Bondemus having a little cheeky look, but not doing. You see at the front of the Group 1s as Bondemus slides it. At the front of the Group 1s, Ajax is in the pits. And Gasman comes in as well. In comes the Audi for his scheduled stops. The hard tyres coming off him. So we see Bunny's not looking like he's going to be close to a stop yet. Alpha Capri and Jam not close. 36.7 for Jam, 36.7 for Alpha Capri. And Ben has lost the attention of Bondemus. Bondemus having a bit of a slide on this lap we saw before. He's 2 seconds off his best. So Ben just keeping himself ahead for now. Pat on the medium tyres in the Audi. Just keeping himself clean. He's ahead of Bailey, which he does need to be ahead of. But Bailey's got an 8-point cushion to Pat in the championship. So we see Lynchmas getting overtaken, lapped by Alpha Capri. So the race leaders of the Group 1 category coming towards the Group 3s. You can see Bailey up ahead. The Bunnies on board through turn 2 and technically 3, but 3 is actually the horseshoe according to the track map. We go through it. You can see a little flash. Nice little touch there from Bailey. JB17 for Jules Bianchi, of course, this week, the 17th of July. The 10th anniversary since losing Jules Bianchi, the last Formula 1 driver to die from the result of accident in Formula 1. Really sad loss to the motorsporting world. 10 years ago now. Doesn't feel like that at all. Of course, 10.5 years ago since the horrible incident in Japan, which I think will haunt everybody that saw it. Bunny's leading here from Alpha Capri. The McLaren driver looking strong, looking to push himself into 3rd place in the championship overall. It's his first full season in SNL. He's definitely shown the pace. Had a few unlucky incidents earlier on in the season. Jam has not had a very good season, currently down in 9th and last in the championship standings as well for this Group 1 category. So not had a brilliant season. He'll be hoping for the Formula X cars to return, which they will do in September. We will see those cars back. Not 12 rounds though this time. Ajax in 5th place with Rob on drums in 6th. Mr. Smith 7th ahead of Gasman, former Formula X champion. And he won't be driving for BMW as we see once more Bondemus and Ben. And a disconnect, says Alpha Capri. Alpha Capri did have a disconnect, yes, last time out at Dragon Trail. So he's had a very unlucky season. Probably should be in 3rd place in the standings. He is only, as it stands, 8 points behind Gasman in the standings. So definitely would be in contention without those issues. Ben, though, those soft tyres on the Porsche, really struggling compared to the mediums. You look, the same car, the medium tyres are a lot happier than the softs. On board with Bondemus. He's racing for Porsche. A little touch, in fact, I think, by Ben before they come to the bus stop. And Bondemus, you can see, deliberately holding back. lifting off the accelerator, keeping himself in position, because what he's looking for is the high line here into the final corner. As he goes high, but Ben will be pitting, and Bondimus will go another lap, I suspect. What did they say about 9 laps in this Porsche? So Bondimus goes ahead as Ben pits. So Bondimus was slightly ahead as Ben pitted. The blue flag is flashing for Bondimus. He's got Alpha Capri coming to overtake him. Alpha Capri hasn't done a stop yet in the McLaren. So a little bit of a touch between the two as Alpha Capri now goes up the inside of the International Horseshoe. Jam in third place has not stopped yet. Neither has Branners. So Branners has got an Audi ahead of him on board with the Ford. The Audi of Pat exiting the Horseshoe. Pat having a massive slide. Branners will be thinking, oh dear, that was scary. Ajax currently in 5th. He has made a pit stop. He's on the softs now in the Audi. Soft tyres as well for Rob on drums, who stopped. Hard tyres now for Mr. Smith, so he has stopped, and Gasman is on mediums. He stopped as well, so some stops happening in Group 1. Bondimus hasn't stopped yet. Pat hasn't either. Pat will take the lead. Then Ben comes out on hard tyres. So he took the softs a long way. He's now on the hards, fully tanked up on the hards. Bailey is on the hards right now, all on his own. So Bailey there, and then Tom is on mediums. Tom a little bit behind Bailey as Bailey's come out the pits. So Lynchmus on his own is about to be lapped by Bunnies. You can see, so 9 laps in, and Bunnies is coming to lap Lynchmus for a second time, but Bunnies has not done a pit stop yet. His red light is flashing though. Alpha Capri is going this lap. Jam going this lap too. The top 4 have not stopped. Ajax has stopped in the Audi, and he's straight away in the 35.0s. Fastest lap of his race was on lap 11. He did a 34.8, so he's going quickly on those soft tyres, running as best he can. This is the time. Soft tyres, the weapon of choice. Rob on drums, 35.9, his best on lap number 8. The drivers are using these softs in these dark conditions when it's cooler. Mr. Smith coming into the pits then. No, he doesn't. He's got another lap to go. Gasman has pitted. Pat on the medium tyres then, leading in Group 3. So once more this Group 3 category. Drivers leading 3 race leaders this race so far. As he's going to have Rob on drums. Rob on drums is just catching up the Audi at the wrong moment. A little bit of a slide for the Audi as he enters the banking. The Cadillac goes up the inside though, no trouble at all between the two. Bondimus has made his pit stop. He's now on the softs, so he is going to try and fly along. He's got a bit of a gap actually to the hard shod Ben. These drivers were nose to tail as Ben made his pit stop, but now there's a bit of a gap as the McLaren crew come through. And the Porsche crew are ready for Bunnies. In comes the gold Porsche, the Hertz Porsche. Team Jota, should I say. Inspired livery. Ajax then will take the lead in Group 1. So Ajax came in earlier. He is now going to take the lead from the rest of the field as they make their stops. Rob on drums as well, jumping up to second place on the road. Bunnies will come out. Out comes the Porsche. Is he ahead of Rob on drums? No, Rob on drums just ahead into the Horseshoe. So Rob on drums on his worn soft. He's got Bunnies on the exit, Bunnies on the mediums, Rob on drums on these worn out softs. He's got the inside line into the dog leg and manages to hold the position as they go to the West Horseshoe. And Rob on drums, oh, was that a tap? Was that a tap between the two drivers? On board with Bunnies. Going into the Horseshoe. No, Rob on drums just outbraking himself. Felt the pressure of the former race leader behind him. It's not at all what Rob on drums would have wanted. Medium tyres on Alpha Capri's car. Whilst Jam is on softs. Jam has gone a little bit less on fuel as well, so he's closed up on Alpha Capri. Bunny's back on those mediums that he started his last stint on as well. So as the pit stops start to collect, we can see Gasman has just lapped Ben, second in his Group 3 category. Pat has just pitted, he's on hard in the Audi. And we've got no Bailey's vanished. So we'll update you on what Bailey was doing, but he's vanished. And Lynchmus is there in 4th place now in the BMW as Ajax comes into the pits for the Audi crew. So he led briefly. Bunnies is now in. So Ajax has done a pit stop more than Rob on drums. So Rob on drums in on soft tyres. No, they did the same. So they've done the same strategy, Ajax and Rob on drums. Hard tyres to softs. Alpha Capri moves up into 2nd place then. Jam follows him in the BMW. Some good battles happening in the field. As you see Rob on drums in the Cadillac. In the pits comes the blue Caddy. Very pretty looking car. Getting fueled up once more. Bondemus then in the Porsche. He leads by quite a while actually over Ben. So Ben's lost a lot of time on these hards. The gap of 9 seconds between Bondemus and Ben. And Ben's got a bit of a gap to Pat. Pat getting blue flagged. There's the gap, 12 seconds to Pat. So the Group 3s are actually spread out more than they've ever been spread before in the action at this point in the race. Lap number 13 of 36. So the end of this lap, well, they've actually done more than a third distance now. Lap 13, so a third point distance of this race. Bunny's leading from Alpha Capri in the McLaren and Jam third in the BMW. Jam is not getting that chicane right at all. Not happy, but he is setting faster times now because of the soft tyres. He's catching up Alpha Capri. Ajax in the Audi has been chased by Branners. Branners having a bit of a fight though, trying to wiggle it along, and he's lost it. He's lost it through the chicane. He's got on board with the Ford driver, so clips the curb. That was enough to unsettle the car, and then he loses the position. It's so easily done. A few drivers doing that in practice and qualifying as well. Absolutely flying onto the grass, and Gasman moves himself up to 5th place to the controller. Rob on drums passing Branners as well. It's the Ford driver getting onto the recovery apron. It's Bondemus in 9th and Ben there. Yellow flags waving because that is Branners recovering himself. So look at the time lost. How much time has Branners lost? Didn't see it as he crossed through. There we have Alpha Capri, a 36.1 compared to a 35.2 for Jam. So Jam a second a lap quicker than the driver he is trying to catch. That's Alpha Capri in the McLaren versus the BMW of Jam. What can be done? So to go onto the banking on lap number 14. McLaren versus BMW. Something that we may see next year in the World Endurance Championship, as we see the drivers catch up Lynchimus at the wrong moment possibly for Jam. Alpha Capri holds the position, Jam behind on board with the BMW, 1.4 seconds slower than he went on the last lap. He's trying to catch the McLaren. There we go on the banking, staying in that slipstream. Not as powerful as it may have seemed at first. These drivers running hard. Jam trying to go round the outside of the McLaren. It can't be done into turn 1. Such a hard place to overtake. Really really struggled to make a move, stick through there. So these drivers are pulling away from Ajax. The gap about 17 seconds. So again, quite spread out with the way that these tactics are folding. Here at Daytona, we can see Brannis had an awful lap. 2:09 last time. He must have done a pit stop. He's on medium tyres now. Yes, he is. So he's done a pit stop. And he's currently 8th in the Ford. Bondimus getting the blue flags as he's overtaken by Mr. Smith. Back to that battle for second place. Alpha Capri still got Jam there. Alpha Capri going quicker than he has gone before. 2 tenths up than his fastest lap. Through the chicane he goes. He's got Jam once more stalking him. So McLaren against BMW once more. Through the banking they go. 170 miles an hour, 180 miles an hour. They're going. Jam's got about 5 miles an hour on Alpha Capri. The BMW goes high. Across the line he goes. Into second place as they go into turn 1. But Jam cannot close the door. He knows that the McLaren is there. And the McLaren gets a better drive out of the exit. Oh, and Jam runs off. So he knew that the Alpha Capri McLaren was next to him. Just could not move across. There was more space than I think Jam anticipated through there. So Alpha Capri holds on to second place. Jam cannot get past him. It is proving incredibly difficult. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Bunnies, well, it's nearly 20 seconds ahead of these two. 17 seconds gap between the pair of them, as they have about a 12-second gap. Is that 12 seconds? No, it can't be 12 seconds. Let's have a look. 18-second gap to Ajax. There we go. So that's the current state of play in Group 1. In Group 3, Bondimus is leading. He's got a big lead as well. He's pulling away from Ben. 15 seconds is the gap for Bondimus in the Rothmans Porsche. He's never won a race here in SNL. He's currently leading in Group 3. Ben has got the race leader of Group 1 overtaking him. So one champion is lapped by potentially another champion. Decides to pause the replay. Pat in third place, safely in third. A big gap to Lynchmus. Lynchmus hasn't made it to the bus stop yet. See the gap between Jam and Alpha Capri. So Alpha Capri and the McLaren still leading, kicking up the grass. 35.5 or 36.1 for Jam. So Jam is pushing that Alpha Capri McLaren hard. And the McLaren is responding really well to the pressure. 35.5 on the medium tyres is very rapid. Alpha Capri coming to... Oh, Jam's had a slide. BMW driver having a slide at the worst possible moment, coming onto the banking where you need all the momentum as well. And will this mean that Alpha Capri will get past Pat? Yes, it does. And Jam's not going to get past Pat yet. In fact, Jam's going to meet Pat in the middle of the chicane, I suspect. Here we go. Yep, right in the middle of the chicane. The BMW driver losing about a second on that back straight. So that keeps that battle in Alpha Capri's favour in the banking. I saw something happening. Who that was actually in the banking. Oh, it was Rob on drums and Gasman. That's who it was. These two side by side going into the bus stop. Rob on drums having a nice move on Gasman. Let's see if we can see the beginning of it. So it was out of the in-out section. So this is what I could see on the banking. Saw two cars side by side. It was Rob on drums and Gazman. Rob on drums getting past the Mazda. So the Mazda on board with Gazman. Scott has got the American ahead of him. Cadillac getting through the chicane. Mr. Smith there in 7th place. Scott Branners catching him a 35.8 as well. Branners showing some excellent speed in that Ford. It's comparable. Oh my word, Alpha Capri 35.4. He's going quicker and quicker as Jam does a 37.3, so that's not what Jam needs in the battle. Alpha Capri going round the outside of the Porsche of Ben as they go onto the banking once again. The front of the field, Bunnies. Assessing lap times, medium tyres 35.4, 35.49. Very interesting. Drivers aren't able to set consistent lap times with this car. We've seen it most of the season as well. Drivers' lap times just fluctuate massively in the car between one another. Into the pits then comes Bondemus, leader of the Group 3s. He's primed and ready for tyre switching. Ben will take the lead then in Group 3. No fuel left for Bondemus. He still hasn't made it to pit lane. Maybe he's run out of fuel on the way into the pits. No, there he is. He's ready for the pit stop. Spin the wheels up, weirdly, as well when it goes up. You wouldn't want to be a mechanic putting the tyre on. You can lose your hand. Pat goes up into 2nd place on the road. Bondemus comes in, soft tyres have been replaced. See what he comes out on. Sixth place man Gazman in the pits in the Mazda. He's trying to hold on to 3rd place in the championship, but Alpha Capri currently in 2nd. Now the gap, I don't think Gazman would lose 3rd place as it stands. I'm not sure he would. 12 points for 2nd place. Well, as it stands now, Gazman would only get 1 point, so 11-point swing, so Alpha Capri actually would overtake him. Jam has 10 points as it stands as well in 3rd, and then 8, 6, 4, 2-1, I believe, is the way that the standings go. Really should know this, shouldn't I? Very unprepared, as always. Right now, there's just a lot going on. Hello. Don't normally get to do this. There we go. Side by side, side view of the Toyota. Normally this doesn't work, but the Toyota managing to get ahead of Branners into the chicane. So Jam in the pit lane, the BMW driver in. Some more fuel for him as Ajax moves up into 3rd place. So Alpha Capri 2nd on the road. He is 19 seconds behind Bunnies in the Porsche. Jam on a set of hard tyres. Now in the Porsche. So he's used all the tyres he needs to in this race. Branners trying to get past the Toyota of Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith runs wide. And that is at the International Horseshoe. Someone spun. No, I think it is just Mr. Smith. So someone had spun. Gazman pushing. I see him not quite as smooth with the controller inputs. As Ben, for example, Ben's used to that in the Porsche. We have had champions use controllers before. Pretty dominant one through rain comes to mind, especially. I believe Silent Wolf as well, the current GTE champion. Into the pits comes Ben. Pat getting lapped by Jam. So Pat currently second in the Group 3 category. He will take the lead now. He goes into turn 1. He goes very deep into turn 1 though. Missed his braking point completely with those hard tyres. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so today already, as the sun starts to rise here at Daytona. 8 seconds between Pat and Bondamus. It rises very quickly here as well. It sets quickly, it rises quickly here at Daytona. After Capri saying that the sunrise looks amazing, it looks stunning. It really does. Let's see. We've got Jam going past Lynchamus just ahead. We get a long shot. Watch Rob on drums in the Cadillac. And just see the purple haze. And the sun just starting to poke out. So we get a long shot. We probably won't. Now that I want one, we won't get one. No, we don't get one. Let's see if we get one off Pat. Pat's on a different lap. Often gives us different shots depending on what lap you're on. No, it doesn't. Let's do the same shots. It's infuriating at times. You want a long shot and it just won't give you one. Let's see what Bunnies has got. There we go. Look at the sun now for Bunnies. And it's really beating down the golden light on the golden car. Well, that long shot I really want, where it shows the lake in the middle. It doesn't want to show that, because I want it to have it. And he's lapping Ben. 2 champions for Porsche. Bunnies has just set the fastest lap of the race as well, 34.5 on those soft tyres as they come to medium tyres as they come to an end of their life. For Capri, second place. He's coming to a pit stop as well. Ajax is off kilter with the top 2. So is Rob on drums. Jam has made a pit stop earlier. We saw that. So Bunny's in the pits. The race leader is in. Ben as Lynchamus is off circuit. So top 2 in the pits. That means that Ajax will be coming out soon. Pat leads for Audi in the Group 3 category. That car, Audi's leading now in both categories as Ajax takes the lead in Group 1 as the other 2 ahead of him on the road pit. So Pat leading the race in Group 3. That's the shot I wanted earlier. The game is trolling me. Trolling me. The gap between Pat and Bondamus is not much. It's about 4 seconds. As we see cars coming out of Group 1 category. So hard tyres for Bunnies. Still got the run the softs at some point, and Alpha Capri on the soft tyres now. So he's used all the tyres available to him. Rob on drums currently in 4th place with Jam just behind him. 3 seconds between the 2 drivers. Hard tyres for Jam, mediums for Rob on drums. A little bit of a puff of smoke, I think, from the Cadillac as he snatched a break into the west horseshoe. Bondamus, though, leads the field once more. Pat is in the pits in for the Audi. So Ben and the Porsche coming through. In comes the Audi for its pit stop scheduled. 4% of his fuel left. Filling up nicely. Lynch missed there. A lap behind. That's American little flag decoration on the Porsche. Nicely done on the rear arch. There we go, Bondamus. That's nicely done. Special little livery update for this being in America. So Jan and Rob in their battle for fourth place. Alpha Capri in third on the softs, trying to pull in Bunnies. Now the gap between him and Bunnies isn't much, really. It's about 13 seconds, so Bunnies has made an error, I think. It's lost 6 seconds. What could be the pit stop change difference? No, similar fuels. So Bunnies possibly has made a mistake. Ajax then will come into the pits this lap, lap 24 of 36. So Bunnies, let's see what it says, 1.5 seconds down. He's on the hards, just catches Pat just before the hairpin chicane, sorry, the bus stop at the rear of the circuit. Alpha Capri on the soft. So Alpha Capri right now is reeling in Bunnies. A tyre advantage for him. 36.5 for Rob on drums. 36.8 for Jam on the hards. Branners, he's on soft tyres. He'll be making lap times now. Gatsman on the mediums. 36.8 for him. Mr. Smith. He's a little bit wide. Keeps himself out of trouble. Bondamus is in 9th. So Branners coming to lap him though. Into the pits comes Rob on drums. In the pits already is the Audi of Ajax. So the Audi is in. That means Jam will pop back into third place for this lap. So the Audi fueling up to the end of the race. On go Ajax on the medium tyres. I don't know what on earth that was. Medium tyres for Ajax. Rob on drums in the pits. Branners. A little bit of a quiet race. We saw him make a massive impact earlier on in the season. A quieter race here. He's had a pole position. He's had a podium in his first round as well. Hopefully, Branners, you've enjoyed this season. Your first season in SNL. Bunny's leading the field in the Porsche. The golden livery proving apt, it would seem. He uses it to take himself to the cusp of the championship. He's got 11 laps, including the one he's on. The gap to him and Alpha Capri. Alpha Capri running very quickly as it stands. The gap is about 11 seconds, 10 possibly. Thank you everyone that's watching us live on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment in the live chat. Comments as well if you're watching later in the week. I know we do get some brilliant comments. Ben often discusses his race in the comments below, so if you haven't seen what he thinks of the race, pop it down there. Ajax in 4th place. Rob on drums in 5th. Branners in 6th. He's on his own a little bit, but he's got Rob on drums in target range. So it's not too dissimilar in lap times. So the gap between Bondamus and Ben. Well, Ben has got Pat for company. Pat is coming round, having a little look between the two of them. Oh my word, Ben is fighting hard. Side by side they go onto the banking. Lovely bit of driving between these two. What has happened here? So hard tyres for Ben, medium tyres for Pat. I think Ben made a mistake on the last lap. Or did he make a pit stop? Ben on the inside. Let's see. He's passed. Is he past Pat? Yes, he is. As Jam goes past. Onto the grass comes the BMW, trying to avoid these two having a fight. He does get past, but it's sliding through. Wow. Let's have a look what that looked like for Jam. The driver currently third in the race in Group 3. He saw the cars. Oh, he tightened up that chicane. Yep. Two side by side. 3 into that chicane doesn't go. So Jam having a little bit of avoiding action to try and keep out of the way with the drivers ahead of him. Alpha Capri in second place. Bondimus there. He's in 9th. A little bit wide in the horseshoe. Pat and Ben are having a proper scrap. So Pat getting past Ben is pretty key. Those hard tyres, not happy. I don't think... Looking at the lap times, Ben's even made a mistake. Yeah, he has, a 2:01.9. Unless he's made a pit stop. No, I think he has made a mistake. And he's lost the time to Pat. Pat now ahead of him. This is endurance racing. This is a different type of racing. It's the Audi. Currently 4th on the road. The Audi of Ajax gets involved in the middle of this scrap. Goes up the inside into the in-out. Onto the banking he goes. So Jam did a 39.2 on the last lap, thanks to that excursion. Gap between the race leaders. Alpha Capri trying to chase down Bunnies. It's about 9 seconds, so he is keeping Bunnies honest. The hard tyres on Bunnies, the softs on Alpha Capri. And they're pushing. Jam a little bit further back. 21 seconds between him and Alpha Capri. Running on those hards. Jacked in 4th place. Rob Ontrum's 5th. Browse in 6th. Gasman's Mazda is 7th. In 8th place is Mr. Smith. Bondimus currently in 9th place. Leads the Group 1s. He's got damage on the rear. What's happened here then? Oh! Ah! And that's what's happened there. He's been hit by the driver in 2nd place in this race. On board. Wallop. Alpha Capri has hit the back of Bondimus. The race leader of Group 3 has been hit in the back by the 2nd place driver in Group 1. What is the gap between the two? Pat and Ben are fighting it out. The Audi and the Porsche side by side once more. These two having an epic battle between them two. There's Pat and Ben side by side, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Ben going for a move up into the West Horseshoe. Can he make the move stick though? Pat holds it with the medium tyres on board with the Porsche. Ben is pushing, 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 pushing. Keeping himself in the battle. Pat, 2nd. Audi versus Porsche. Well, Ben, at this point in time, is not looking good for a clean sweep. As Bondimus comes into the pits, these two are a few laps away from their pit stop, although, will they stop again? I would suspect so, because Ben hasn't run the soft tyres yet. Oh no, he hasn't run the mediums. I do not believe. Bondimus in the pits as these two fighting it out on the banking. Pat on the inside, Ben on the outside. Ben is going for it, trying to get the lead as they go across the line side by side. It's Ben just by a nose. But Pat then up the inside as they go into turn one. Pat takes the lead of Group 3 and gets it stopped as well. Fantastic fighting between these Group 3 drivers. Bondimus in the pits. He leaves for the final time. Medium tyres on his car. No, hards on his car, so he's on the hards. He's got blue flags waving. He's just got Ben ahead of him. And Pat, so the top 3 in Group 3, all in the same shot. Brilliant racing here. Once more, the Group 3's proving that these are very raceable in these conditions. Bunnies leads the field ahead of Alpha Capri. Alpha Capri is going to have to stop this lap. Yes, he dives into bits. Those soft tyres are done as well. But Jam's got no fuel left by the look of that. Bunnies is going to do another stop. So Ajax has done his final stop. He's on the medium tyres. So where would that draw him out? As the other drivers, Jam did not have any fuel left at all. So Pat and Ben. There goes the Cadillac of Rob on drums. Is Pat going to get overtaken by the Cadillac? Not quite. As they come through the chicane. Well, the Cadillac was just there on the inside. Oh my word, Branners has come to join in as well. Got board with the Audi. There goes Branners. And there is Ben. Let's have a look at this from Ben's point of view then. So there goes the Cadillac of Rob on drums. He's watching and thinking, aha, an opportunity will arise here. Or nearly a touch. As he goes to the... Oh, little hit, actually. Branners hitting the back of Pat. No damage to Pat. What about Branners? Branners getting the damage. So Branners getting the damage on the front of his car. Jam in the pits now. Alpha Capri leaving on the medium tyres. Rob on drums going past. Jam leaves the pits. Jam just ahead of Rob on drums. That's so weird because Jam was not there according to the inside pit camera, but the way the pits work, he then appears out in front of Rob on drums. So the drivers pit in, so Branners is in, Gasman in, Mr. Smith is in, as is the race leader, Bunnies. So lots of drivers in, very, very busy. The pit lane reporter too busy to talk to us, it would seem. Ajax then, now. Bunnies hasn't got into the pits yet. In comes the golden Porsche. And Ajax, well, this could be tight. With Porsche getting fueled up. Ajax is on the lap. And Bunnies is going to leave the pit lane. We've seen this before. He's just ahead. The gap, possibly 2 seconds, maybe a second between the two. Just the way that works. We saw it with Jam and Rob on drums. Let's have a look at the front as Pat and Ben side by side once more. Pool Shark in the chat, but Ben, he's just going around the outside of Pat. No, he doesn't. They both go into the pits. Pat and Ben. Ben has more fuel than Pat, though. So they both go in. Bondimus leads, though, in the Porsche. In comes the Audi. In comes the other Porsche. Tom Lynchmus is in 12th place. Bunnies is in first. With Ajax and Alpha Capri. Jam in fourth. Rob on drums in fifth. And sixth is Branners. So these two in the pit stop area is Pat. In the Ben pit stop area is Ben. Pull shots in great battle. It really has been between these two. The Audi is out. Out comes the Porsche. Softs for Pat. And mediums for Ben. So Ben, as I said before, hadn't used the medium. Softs for Pat then. For him, the blue flags are waving as Gasman is coming to overtake. A little touch between Gasman and Ben. Into the horseshoe they go. Gasman getting up the inside. Lap 32 of 36. Bunny's leading. Soft tyres versus old mediums. 17 seconds between Ajax and Alpha Capri. 17 seconds between Alpha Capri and Jam. A little bit closer between Rob on drums and Jam. Instead, through the international horseshoe. It's about 2 seconds. The gap between Jam and Rob. Then the gap is a lot larger to Branners being the Ford. Gasman 7th place. Mr. Smith in 8th. Mr. Smith has got Ben just behind him, and we didn't quite see it. There goes the Porsche. The Audi of Pat just ahead of us. We're Ben. 5 laps to go for Porsche number 99, which is all but the champion, Bunnies. 5 laps to go. Sorry. Ooh. Little bit of a hairy moment. 4 laps to go, in fact, for Bunnies. Scary moment for him as he was lapping the Toyota. Audi and Audi. The Audi Group 1 car just catching the Group 3 just at the run point. Having to do a second dive. Runs deep at the West Horseshoe. But because of the power, it manages to get away now. A little bit of time lost in his battle for first place. Looks like second will be safe. Alpha Capri. He's got Jam catching him, a 35.6 compared to a 36.4. The drivers trying to go as fast as they can towards the end of this. Paul Sharp saying some stop Porsche from winning all races in all classes. Well, Bunny's currently leading in Group 1, and in Group 3 we've got a Porsche in the lead. It's a different one though. It's Bondemus this time instead of Ben, so it looks like it could be a Porsche clean sweep in both classes. Basically, you need to be driving a Porsche to win in endurance racing. It's a bit like real life, really. Have a Porsche, win the race. Bunny's leading on lap 34 of 36. 3 laps to go, including the one he's on. Ajax in second place. Having an almighty fight. Just not enough this time round once more. The Endurance Championship, I believe, will be back. It's been proved very popular with the drivers. The format of which will be announced later on when it comes back, I suspect. Oh, that's Gasman. Whoa! Gasman pinging. Oh my word. That was a bit scary there for Bunnies. Let's go on board with the race leader. So a cone goes flying at some point. There's a cone on the racetrack, and then Gasman. Oh, that must have been heart in the mouth for Bunnies. That cone is actually in a really awkward place. on the circuit. Is it still there? It is still there. It's on the outside of the circuit. Pat's going through. Is it still there for Ben? With a wobble. Yep, it's still there. So I don't think anyone will hit it. It's so wide out of the corner. Unless anyone deliberately tries to get it. So 2 laps to go then for Bunnies, leading the race here in the Porsche. Once more, it's going to be a clean sweep, it looks like, for him this season. In the top category, it looks like a clean sweep for Porsche. As we said, second place for Ajax in the championship in this race. Third place for Alpha Capri. We'll have to wait for the official results to see what impact the standings have. I don't think he's done enough for third overall. Not sure though. No, Gasman's, I think, got enough points there. Yeah. Don't think he'll get it. And it's very tight though. Let's say a couple of incidents, a disconnect as well, might be the things that cause him not to get those points. The front of the field though, it is Bunnies on the final lap in the Porsche. Again, 10 seconds is the gap. In an hour of racing, I mean, that can be lost anywhere, especially in traffic. Bullshark is saying, can we include in the Manufacturers' Championship for next time we do Endurance Championship? It would be nice to have some sort of team element to it, definitely. Have a Group 1 driver and a Group 3 driver connected in terms of their championship manufacturer. Definitely. Or 2 Group 1s and 2 Group 3s. We will see how it looks. We'll have a think about it. There's that nice long shot once more. But for the first time round, I think this championship's done fairly well. I know there's been some criticisms about some of the ways that it's set up. I haven't had a chance to respond to those in the chat. It's just been a very busy time in life, but it has resulted in very interesting racing, a little bit different here in SNL, but it's a little bit different. But if you've been watching SNL in 2025, it's a Bunnies win once more. Bunnies takes the championship with a complete clean sweep in the Porsche. Second place is going to be Ajax in the Audi. Looks like Alpha Capri is going to finish in third place as well. He's worked hard. And there he goes. And Bondimus takes a win for the first time in SNL. Bondimus winning in Group 3. Jam finishing in fourth place in the BMW. Fifth place will be Rob on drums. There's a slow moving Toyota on the inside. Rob on drums finishes in fifth. Pat finishes second in the Audi. And Ben is going to finish in third place in the Porsche. A slow moving Mr. Smith. Oof. Mr. Smith finishes. So Branners will be the final driver to cross the line in the Ford. There he is. 7th place was Gasman. 8th place was Mr. Smith. And Lynchmus was 4th in the BMW. Let's have a look at the standings then for the final race. It was won in Group 1 by Bunnies. 5 races, 5 wins for the champion as well in the Porsche. Have to wait for the official confirmation, but I don't think there's anything there for Bunnies. Second place is Ajax in the Audi. Second in championship as well for the Audi driver. Third place in the McLaren Alpha Capri. On there, we did see a clash though between him and Bondemus, which is under investigation, I believe, by the stewards. Fourth place is SNL Jam in the BMW after a few rounds away. Rob on drums in fifth place in the Cadillac. This championship really has been one for Rob on drums. A podium last time out in the Cadillac as well. Great racing for him. Branners as well, a driver who has appeared on the podium in the Ford. Well done to him in his first SNL championship. Seventh place is Gazman, another driver who's finished on the podium in the Mazda. He is seventh, and Mr. Smith finishes in eighth in the Toyota. In first place in Group 1 was Bondemus, his first ever win here at SNL. Congratulations to you, Bondemus. Well done. Joining in the Porsche, a few races at the end. In second place is Pat. Now, Pat, I believe, with that result, jumps Bailey in the standings. We'll have to see what happened to Bailey in the race, but that might result in Pat finishing second in the championship, which was a great result for Pat. In third place, the first time this season he has been beaten in Group 3, Ben in the Porsche, but the champion has took the championship with a race to spare anyway, so he is in celebration mode. And finally, Lynchamus in the BMW finishes fourth with that result. So, congratulations to Bunnies. Congratulations as well to Ben in the Porsche. It seems you just need to be driving a Porsche to win in this Endurance Championship. We're going to go on a summer break now, as is tradition here in SNL. So for the summer, we disappear because of the hot weather, because people go on holiday as well. It makes championships quite difficult to organise. We will be back in September for more SNL action, with Formula X returning for season number 11 of that championship. Details will appear in Discord. If you want to join us here at SNL, leave a comment. We will send the Discord chat link to you as well. Like, share, subscribe as always, and enjoy the summer break. Enjoy your time away. Enjoy a bit of time with those close to you, because that's really what life is about. This is just silly racing on a Sunday. We enjoy it though, and we enjoy bringing it to you here. It's SNL. Goodbye and good night.